Euro. Alright, so this is for a lot of those angry. I'm gonna call you students. Feel me? To my angry young folks, my angry Latinos in the comments. I just want to say, I don't want it to be no misunderstandings, okay? But just like how y'all barely be white or y'all barely be a Spaniard lineage and y'all hold on to it, why can't we accept as a black person accept all of my lineage, right? So of course I'm African. Yes, I am 100% from the richest continent on the globe. My ancestors from there, of course, not me, but long, maybe a thousand. This right here goes back to 1,500 years. Now, this genetic page is an upload from Ancestry DNA. Okay, and I took Ancestry DNA many years ago, two different names, two different accounts, and they were about the same. But I did hear Ancestry wasn't as accurate or whatever blase spew. Uploaded it to my living DNA, and I've also ordered a new batch so I can take a test for you guys, right? So yes, I am African 100%. You feel me? And we're gonna do a test together just to show y'all how accurate that these DNA tests could be for your own research. Let me just show y'all something. Now this is the upload. This would be my West African 80. I'm 81% African, 75% West African. We got Yoruba, Isan, Mende, Mosi, Semi-Bantu, Mandinka, Soninke, Bamum, Cameroon Bantu, Tikar. East Africa, I'm 3.8% East African. So that is the Luya tribe. Okay. That's probably the most ancient right here. My ancestors from East Africa in the Great Lakes region. From like the dawn of time, Garden of Eden type ish. Okay. Moving over here west. You feel me? You can almost see you know, boom, the matrilineal land, the motherland, I guess they say, or fatherland. I'm going to be doing a Y chromosome test also for you guys, right? Then we got the Neanderthal, Viking blood, okay, and the Irish and Scottish, all right. You can almost see that. Now I have no Asian in me at all. I have cousins that are Asian. We know their side, but from my side, we aren't Asian at all. But this actually, Asians actually have a lot of Native Americans actually have been seen to take DNA tests online that I've seen. They have a lot of times have an Asian blood. So I'm think this is where the Southeast Asian area is coming from me. Okay. Uh, so the Europe would be Europe, North and West, Northwest Germanic, South Germanic, Scandinavian, Great Britain and Ireland, Scotland, Ireland. Yeah, so look, all right. So I just basically Scottish and Viking, Irish and Viking on that side. So we're gonna go down to the East Asia. It says Southeast Asia. Doesn't say nothing specific there. What's interesting, because I also wanted to know if we actually had Native American blood. We do. Okay. So the Asian blood and the Native American blood, that would be from the same ancestor. We could just chalk that up to 4.1, right? And mind you, we get 50-50 from our parents and so on. So this would just be an ancestor, maybe a great grandmother or grandfather or something like that. Now, on my father's side, he said that his father was Cherokee. I haven't found any Native American members from my mother's side, but they did say they were Seminole, so maybe they were from the black side of the Seminoles that fought in the war against Andrew Jackson with Osceola. Okay. This right here would be the Olmec Mayan civilization from the Yucatan. Now, mind you, it did say North America and Ancestry DNA, but they also make updates on their haplogroup trackers and things like that. Why is it that I have the Mesoamerican gene? You know how they say that the Aztec, the Maya, may be universally famous for the seemingly outlandish nature. You feel me? So I literally have, and mind you, the Asian and the native, that would be the same ancestor. Okay. Now, keep that in your mind. And mind you, I have no Spanish blood. So that means my Native American side is even older before the Spanish even got here. Okay. Are we learning? Are we learning? Can you stop hating me? Because I'm actually your cousin. Okay. Stop hating, bro. Stop hating. We're gonna do some we're gonna watch this right here. Okay. Mind you, I do have family from Georgia, the side that's uh very close to Florida. Now they have found things in Georgia that have been equal to Native American sites. Uh when I mean that, I mean like the Mayans, things that are linked with the stars and all that.
My name is Scott Wolfer, and I'm a forensic geologist. There's a hidden history that nobody knows about. There are pyramids, chambers, tombs, inscriptions. They're all over the world. We're going to investigate these artifacts and sites, and we're going to get to the truth. Sometimes
Hoochie, Georgia. Okay. My father's mother's from Georgia. You feel me? And my father's father is from North Carolina. So I'm thinking of North Carolina as the Cherokee. But then my grandmother, she had soft hair. She was very shiny also. She said her father had a weird accent. Mind you, she had a country accent. So if a weird accent to her, then I don't know where he would have been from. But she also is from Georgia. Um, my mother's father's family is from Georgia also, and the area where it's close to Florida. Okay. You guys like to claim Spain and say Spanish. So why can't I claim my Georgia roots, every part of it? You know, I have my Irish roots. Yeah, I don't really want to claim that because it's not as romantic. So can I build my own culture and talk about mine if I'm literally a part of the culture of Black people intermixing with Native Americans? At least uh one ancestor, and it's probably from different sides, and it probably was from a long time ago, which is why it even has 4%. You feel me? So whatever. That makes sense to me. That sounds like American to me. Majority something, and then the indigenous population and the other population. So me, I'm Black with 14% Caucasian and like basically 5% Native. And that Native is actually ancient Mayan.
yeah.
It was really this thing is so weird that people just like always over talk you and tell you about yourself, and that's why we get mad. That's when we start smacking shit because you're literally just disrespecting the truth that everything through a lens of white supremacist mindset. Everyone gets to claim everything else in their lineage. Every other people, yeah, even like white people usually say it the most. Well, yeah, I'm part native, you know. So they got the things that lined up with the stars. You feel me? Just like the Mayans. These is Native American in the southeastern states. This is Georgia right here. Georgia. This is the peach. You feel me?
Oh my God.
Itself, so the points themselves, so you can see the flight lines that we flew.
Pretty far-fetched to me, but has a Maya-Georgia connection in your mind?
Both cultures, the Maya and the Creek Indians, used the exact same symbols to
Creek, shout out to my Muskogees and another one of the people called in Mexico, Negro Muskogos. Okay, to my very hateful Latinos are in the comments saying those hateful comments. All right. This is why I say that, yes, of course I'm black, but we do have some lineage to other people. I just showed you some of my DNA, and we'll be taking a test in front of you all. You feel me? So you can check it out. So I'm just teaching you. Um, if if you are different people and you're not fully Azteca or whatever you are, and you want to represent, Spain in your culture, no one takes that away from you. So why are you being so hateful and anti-humanist, trying to rip somebody from their own heritage and their own people? What is the jealousy there? All right. Joe Molina and Shorty with the big nose in the comments. Descendants of the ancient people that was in Georgia. You know, do you know how much percentage of an actual Jew would have to be an actual descendant of anyone in the Bible? It will be so far back that it wouldn't even appear on the genetic record. And genetics is DNA tests are illegal in Israel. You feel me? Not to mention them neutering the Falasha Beta Israel when they got there in the 80s. Okay. And I actually got at least 4% of the Native American. And yes, I'm black. I know that. I'm black, my nigga. But I'm telling you, we all still got ancestors too that's still from this land also. What's the problem with recognizing? Come on out to my hating ass Mexicans in the comments. Come on now, look at that. That's Georgia. That's Mexico. Okay. Y'all want to accept us being assaulted by the European, but y'all don't want to accept us having families with the native. That's racist as fuck. And why is that? Because you go by the Spaniard mindset of your white supremacists. And that's fucked up. You feel me? And what's happening to y'all is fucked up. What's going on today? But when y'all act like y'all are the conquistador, when you go more to your father's side with Malinche and all that, and then it makes no one wants to be juntos. Nobody wants to be there. They're not called the Krigalo, the Muskogee, or the so-called Seminole. It's a Spanish bastardization of these people, calling them runaways. So you know what? I'm about to start sporting Seminole gear. You heard?
Reach the top.
It's like a long ass street in Miami I used to drive on.
Mayaka and the Maya.
Miami, Mayawaka, Mayayuaka, Mayaka, Mayate. Yeah, big Mayate. You heard?
So 3 people calling themselves Maya.
Is there also maybe a connection to Miami?
Welcome to Miami.
Here's your iPhone 13 on us.
About time we switched.
Totals got you, Diego. Hey, good luck tonight.
Total.
This is fascinating. I mean, we've got 2 large mounds. We've got this one here that has an obvious.
A little nerdy. Okay, if y'all want to shut people up a bit, you feel me? We could do that. Not to mention, we're going to add on the Seminole Wars, who, yes, they were some runaway slaves, which is why they were called Seminoles. Okay, why are they calling Indian Seminoles? They were black people and red people together. Okay, I just showed you some of my DNA, and that is from a close ancestor. Yes, I love being black, but why can't I love all of my blackness, even if it includes red people as well, or light skinned niggas that might have reddish hair because we part Irish? All right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're gonna check this out.
Of history. Let's dive into the untold story of the Seminole Wars, where Black and Indigenous alliances forged a legacy of resistance that still resonates today. On a timeline, they were pivotal moments that shaped the intricate relationships between Black and Indigenous communities. These wars, spanning 3 distinct periods, were a testament to the intertwined struggles for Black freedom and Indigenous sovereignty. Imagine 18th century Florida, a land of vast swamps and untamed wilderness. In this backdrop, the story of the Seminole and African Americans began to take shape. The Seminole, emerging from the Creek Confederacy, derived their unique name from the term Seminole. Interestingly, this term might have its roots in the Spanish word cimarron, which paints images of the runaway or the wild. As the oppressive chains of slavery
See how they try to switch it up? You see?
tightened, many African slaves, fueled by a deep yearning for freedom, ventured into the depths of Florida. Their journey, filled with hope and peril, led them to the Seminole. These brave individuals, soon known as the Black Seminoles, found more than just refuge among the Seminole. They found a community, a sense of belonging.
No, they didn't do that with his hair, yo. Hold up. No, they didn't. Pop.
And a shared purpose. As seasons changed and years rolled on, they wove their destinies with the Seminole, becoming an inseparable thread in the Seminoles' vibrant cultural tapestry. But this narrative isn't just about two cultures coming together. It's a powerful testament to resistance, unity, and shared aspirations. Bound by mutual respect and common challenges, the Seminole and Black Seminoles stood shoulder to shoulder. Together, they valiantly resisted U.S. forces during the tumultuous periods of the Seminole Wars. Their alliance, forged in the fires of shared adversities, is a shining example of the profound impact of collaboration, solidarity, and shared purpose. In reflecting upon their intertwined relationship, we're reminded of the enduring power of unity. Their shared history isn't just a chapter in a book, it's a luminous beacon, illuminating the boundless human capacity for collaboration, perseverance, and hope in the face of adversity. The Seminole Wars, spanning several decades, were a series of intense conflicts between the U.S. and the Seminole people of Florida. The first of these wars ignited as the U.S. sought to recapture runaway black slaves who had found refuge among the Seminoles.
Okay. I know you like to say, oh, we saved your asses. Yeah, had us defending the border also. Yeah, I wasn't no allies to America. America never wanted you there. Never wanted you working the jobs that you guys is flooding. It was black people that fought in the civil rights wars. Let's call that in the Civil Rights Act.
These black runaways, often referred to as Black Seminoles, didn't just seek shelter, they formed deep alliances with the Seminole people. According to historians, these alliances transcended mere strategy. They evolved into a unique cultural blend, leading to what some term as the Black Seminole ethnogenesis. Becoming part of the community, they adopted Seminole attire, participated in their ceremonies, and even entered into marital unions with them.
You say ethnogenesis.
This was more than a mere alliance. It was a genuine cultural fusion, a melding of traditions and histories. However, the shadow of the Fugitive Slave Act of 1793 loomed large. This act, a tool for slave owners, threatened the newfound freedom of the
This
black.
is literally a part of my history. You know, he might be off for some things, but this is my history. This is my American history. Okay, Jose? All right. Let me claim all of my ancestry. That was called a Black Seminole. And then my grandparents, they always used to say it. They actually said that we was native. And it come out to be true. Feel me? So if I have 4%, right? So that means my father must have had 8 to 9%, right? So if I'm like 4 to 5%, then it doubles with every generation, right? So yeah, this was 1739. Yeah, you know.
It allowed for the recapture of runaway slaves across state lines, making the position of the Black Seminoles even more precarious. General Andrew Jackson, with ambitions of expansion, led U.S. forces deep into Seminole territory. His forces, with ruthless efficiency, scattered the villagers, razed towns, and ceded its Florida territory to the U.S. But for the Black Seminoles, this meant a potential return to the chains of slavery. Jackson's motivations went beyond mere territorial gains. It was a clear
Andrew Jackson, wicked man, if you call him a man. Shaitan, for real.
message to both the Seminoles and the Black Seminoles. Their freedom and sovereignty were seen as threats to the expanding American nation. The culmination of the First Seminole War saw the U.S. firmly in control of Florida. The Seminoles were pushed further south, and many Black Seminoles faced the grim prospect of being returned to slavery. This war, while a tactical victory for the U.S., sowed the seeds of resistance that would sprout in the years to come.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great.
Man, I honestly feel like these stories and these things like that, we've been trying to tell you guys this whole time. The whole time you never wanted to hear it, Papito. You never wanted to hear it. We're trying to make a connection with you guys the whole time, telling you this. Can you start perpetuating the story of even the war against Andrew Jackson and where the Seminoles went, the Black Seminoles, so-called, the Muskogee, the Muskegees? You know, can we venerate that? Why are you always separating? Because you still have a white power caste system in your Spanish culture. Holla at me in the comments because I know you will. Black light.